Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a little Elite Dangerous run around. It's the Trailblazers Corsair patch. We are waiting with bated breath. The next releases in the game, which are probably not till summer now. And I haven't streamed for a while, so I may be a little bit rusty here. Let's see how this goes, shall we? And we've been involved in a great deal of base building and hauling. Not so much mining, which was probably a good thing to do given the current CG. And we're trying to build, I don't know, a pathway, a bridge to the Witch Head Nebula. And when I say we, I actually mean the Starcat. She's the master designer of where to go. Because it's been a long shot goal, I think, of hers to get to this nebula. So I thought, well, that's something I would like to do. So I joined the merry band of system creators, and as we used to say when we were kids in Glasgow, got right into it. And we're probably sitting, I don't know how far away. Let's have a look, shall we? Get the old galaxy map up. Now, we're at a system which is not the end of the line. The end of the line is over there. But we have come across a dilemma in so much as the supply chains to build stuff was way back in the bubble. So we're now trying to make let's turn off unclaimed territory for now. Right. So the bubble is there, and most of our supply stuff are either in the bubble on stations or at the Trailblazers support vessels. But unfortunately, the Trailblazer support vessels are going to be redeployed. Or how was it they worded it in Galnet? Let's have a look. Galnet says, that was like Charlie says in there. So the current CG I'll talk about later. Brewer Corporation has revealed that it has prepared a variety of custom loadouts. Okay, right, that's the bit before it. It is expected that when economies and population begin to settle, the Brewer Corporation's Trailblazer fleet of megaships, which currently supply many colonies, will be repurposed for other duties. So what is that repurposing? Many don't know. Personally, I suspect it's something to do with the guys that want to get to the Omega Nebula for Distant Worlds 3 next year. But I could be wrong. But suffice to say, we might not be able to rely on them where we are, so we have to build our economies as we go. Yeah, everybody's talking about economies now. It's like watching the news. Oh, that coffee's good. So So basically the problem is this: we have run out of steel and metals, really. Not just that, but in the main, we've run out of the metals. And try as we might to make decent metal creating systems, we always seem to run into an issue. And it's purely down to the economy of the system we're building, eating all of that resource for other things. So you have to be careful what you build so you don't destroy your supply lines. And it's on the face of it, given the information that Frontier have gave us in the patch notes, it should be straightforward, but RNG never lets things be like that. So case in point is this system here. This is one that's a step back from the current end of our line. And when I say the end of the line, this end of the line is no far forward as some other places in the galaxy, because there's only a few years doing it. We've watched on with awe, frankly, at the guys, and I think it's the Fatherhood who've been pushing towards, is it the Californian Nebula? Anyway, they're trying to get to that there, which is Orion Nebula. This thing. That's what Distant Worlds 3 is going to do. It's going to do its thing. And there'll be a little setup of population put here. Now, I've got some bookmarks here because I've got sent to jail in that place, along with various other places in the galaxy. And it wasn't unreasonable to think, well, there's the Witch Head. You would come through this to get to there, but no. That would be way too easy. There's all of this stuff in the road, these X's. Now, as a pirate, a red X is usually a sign of treasure. And it might well be a sign of treasure, but unfortunately, what it's meaning in Elite Dangerous terms is that all of this lot here is permit locked. So getting into this from where we are is going to be a challenge. Because if you try and set a course to it, it doesn't make it. So something's got to give. Something has got to give. Anyway, with regards to this system, what are we doing? We are doing an awful lot of hauling. I think that's fair to say. And we built this base first because this was where the primary thing was. And I had some stuff which was good, but not what we needed. We needed metal. So we ended up going over to one of these worlds and building a relay and an industrial thing. And if memory serves me correctly, we kind of started this before we really understood the whole ins and outs of this. And building an industrial settlement on an icy world is perfectly valid because it gets boosted. But building a big industrial settlement when you want to get steel is not logical because it uses all your steel up. So that was a shame. But we never gave up on it and we started working on this, which is hopefully going to get us some steel. But there wasn't any guarantee of that, and we're really quite close to finishing this, so we're going to go and finish that now. Suffice to say, it didn't quite work out as planned. And we're thinking about repurposing this system as somewhere to put an agricultural foundation to get some agricultural goods around about this little world here. We maybe should have done that in hindsight from the beginning, but so we're going to go and supply some stuff to that. That's why I'm here now. So let's see what we need. We need that stuff. Copper, insulating membrane. I've picked up a lot of that and I've got it in the carrier, good to go. So we're not hunting about the universe looking for stuff, because out of all of that stuff, insulating membranes is the tough one to get. And insulating membranes is a tough one to get because you actually need a refinery and space to get it. And I don't think we've got enough of them. We don't tend to build enough of them. So let's go and put some of this stuff in this space. Copper. We need copper. I'm going to do a strange route here, so but there's a reason for that. There's madness in my method. Copper. Oh, it's not copper. We need 222, I believe. Oh, full of the sneezies. Full of the sneezies. Let's see, 222. Get my notes up. There we go. Yeah, 222. And the rest we want liquid oxygen. Oh, somebody's saying hello. Hello, Frog. Good morning to you. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. This is an early morning stream for me, so I'm still waking up in coffee yet. Please forgive me. I'm glad you've been good, mate. That's cool. I'm getting really nice weather over in Scotland, but it's too hot. Liquid oxygen. Let's go. You just unlocked the seat. Oh, the power play mining lasers. Yeah, they're pretty good because you can use them from a distance. It's kind of counterintuitive for mining. Sometimes you want to be right next to the mine and pick it up quick, but I quite like them. I think they're a very niche thing though, so I don't think they do much damage right enough. But anyway, let's check that the cargo it's not bugged. Right, we're going to go down to Goddard Town. Hey. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Going on down to Goddard Town. Finally getting cold there. We're coming up for the summer, so this this base building's been not what I expected. The bit that's interested me has not been what I expected it would be. The hauling's a bit of a grind, so we'll put that aside. Put a pin in that now, but how it actually works is quite interesting. Or how it actually doesn't work is maybe is maybe what a lot of people are moaning at. So. The pre lasers, was it a pre-engineered set? Is it okay? I thought there was power play lasers you were doing. Oh, missed the turn. See, too busy scratching my eye. You got an itchy nose this morning. That's weird. You going? Come back, station. You going? Chasing the planet. So, I was saying earlier, we haven't got enough refineries in space. We're hoping this is going to become a refinery in space. But honestly, I don't know what it's going to become. It's a wee bit different when it's somebody else's system you're helping build. So we'll have a look at the type, because I don't remember. I think it should be a commercial Plutus, because they take on a colony economy, which is what I think we wanted. Ooh. Yeah, there is a way to tell when it becomes. What there's no way to tell is how strong it becomes. At least no that I've found out directly. And when I say that, I was looking at Inara yesterday, and there's indications in Inara how the links are working. The strong links more specifically, because they're the ones that determine what will happen. So, but how accurate they are is anybody's guess. But there's two reasons why we want a refinery in space. I was looking at a Reddit post, and there's a guy made a spreadsheet up of commercial commodities that appear in systems. Well, I've just did a follow. Thanks very much for the follow. Scared the living hell out of me that when that noise goes off. Let me see who that was. Let me just check. Who's me? Base Snooker. Ooh. Base Snooker, thanks very much for the follow. I do appreciate that. I'm not going to mess with Base Snooker. I'm trying to build bases, and a Base Snooker's followed us. I don't know if that's that could be a bit of a dilemma down the road. He's getting his targets ready for a bit of nukage. Hey, that would be fun if you could do that, wouldn't it? So yeah, so basically what the game says is, see, I better get this up before I say the wrong thing. So the patch notes, the last patch notes, or the last big patch notes, which was Trailblazers 3. Trailblazers 3 patch notes gave us some indication about how this was all meant to work. But unfortunately, I think it added maybe more questions than it answered. So I looked at it as simply as I could, because that kind of seems to work for me. And basically, the type of planet that things around will determine stuff about the stations, what they do. For example, if you put an agricultural economy above an Earth-like world, it will get boosted, as you would expect. You put it above an icy body, it will get decreased. So you're trying to avoid putting stuff above planets where its economy might get decreased. That's no good. But how they get boosted and by how much is, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. There's probably some indication of that in the logs. I've just not actually bothered to look through because that seems like an awful lot of effort to me. So I just kind of do things by testing. That didn't work. That did work. So this is a Plutus, a commercial outpost Plutus. And the reason it's that is because it takes on a colony economy. And when you have got something which has got a colony economy, that construction will have its options overridden depending on the body that it's settling or is orbiting. So it's probably the most safest way to get something useful right out the box. Instead of saying I'm going to put a high tech or an extraction or mining or whatever. So on its own, that doesn't mean a great deal unless you look at the map. I don't remember if I've mapped this world. I will if I haven't, but I've done it in somebody because I know it's on it. But yeah, I have mapped it. So rocky worlds. This is a rocky world, right? In rocky worlds, the Trailblazers note told us that it'll be modified to a refinery, which is what we want. So because this is orbiting a rocky world, the colony economy will become a refinery, which is great. That's what we need. And we're hoping that when that happens, the weak links that it's going to form will help that economy, but also this station will supply us with insulting membranes because you have to get them in space. Why that is, I do not know. It just is. So you can try and predict what you're building. Where the fun begins is when it's probably easier for me to show you this on one of my systems. So, let's take a little wee side track here. Because I can see these, I can't see the ones that's been done with Starcat or Darkstar. But so this was the first system I built. So there was a lot of mistakes made in this, but by and large it's doing okay for me because it's getting me stuff. And when they put patch 3 in, all of the systems that was in the game all started to form these links, which you see here. So you can see the strong link. So there's a high-tech strong bond with that station. Now, there's only two things can give that a high bond, and that's either something on the planet or another orbital facility. And I think it always takes the best out of all the orbital facilities. And then all of these weak links. Is that right? That might not be right. No, the strong link with that station is actually on the ground, on the planet it's orbiting. That's right. That's right. So, and I know what that will be now. That will be this station here. That one. And that's the one that's giving me my metal. That's giving me a lot of metals. And it's also giving a refinery, because it's got 2 strong links. It's got a refinery strong link, and it's got an extraction strong link. So one of them strong links will be something else on the planet, if I can find it. Is it close to it? Maybe it's close. Maybe it's close to it. Where is it? There it is. And that there is a hub. So that's a kind of base that doesn't produce anything we can buy, but it uses stuff to make stuff, but it strengthens the economy. So that will be one of them strong links. Oh, there's another one there as well. Oh, it actually tells you what the strong links are. What am I thinking about? That there. Yeah, that there's a strong link. Sorry. So I'm guessing between the 2 of these, this is the one I put down first. Because it will pick the highest, and if they're both the same, it will pick the first one established. So if I scroll down here, it should tell me what they two strong links are. Carson Point and Kobayashi. Oh, it's both the things in the ground. Well, there you go. That's interesting. I wonder why it's not doing the station. Or maybe it's because it's no a port. Oh, I thought it would have done that as well. Oh, see, that's got a strong link to the market down below. See? That's got a strong link to the one on the ground. It's very confusing, honestly. So that's my system. That's one of my systems. And then over here, we've got the same kind of deal here. This has got a strong link as well. Now that's strong link as well. What? That's with that thing here. Love Vision. That's the game that picked that name, by the way. That was. So I'm having a wee experiment here. I'm building this because that should form a strong link with this as well. I just don't know if it will, because this one's here first. And I'm doing it for what reason? See what happens, if I'm honest with you. I just was wanting to see what would happen. So I think this one is a agricultural, maybe. I don't remember, because there's nothing I can put on these planets. But I fell behind with that build because I've got engrossed. That's all I need to get there, that stuff. Every time I keep coming back to do it, I get waylaid. So I can't see the bonds in other people's stations, so I don't know what they are. So I guess the long and short of that rant was, if you know what you're doing, you can predict exactly what they're doing. The problem is for me, there's still a lot of guesswork, but it's getting better, I guess. And it's quite important we get this right, because we've got to try and bring the supply lines with us, or else we're going to run out of materials when the Trailblazers go away. So, and that'll end our mission real quick. Hopefully that wasn't just a load of rambling. If it was, I apologise, but it's quite early in the morning. So. So the next thing I need to put in is the insulating membranes. And hopefully I've got enough of them. And with a bit of luck, this base might make them, a space station. That would be good. There's a ship docking and that other one, look at it. I forgot to buy bread yesterday, so I can't make toast till the shops open up. And I could have murdered a bit of toast as well. Make toast and eggs, and you buy the eggs and forget the bread. That's clever, isn't it? Okay, so what did I say we were getting? Insulating membranes. There we go, and we need 306 of them, and we've got loads. I stopped at a station to pick them up before I started the stream. Being prepared. Oh, that's too many. There we go. And then more liquid oxygen. Stations like their liquid oxygen. Right. Confirm items transferred. And it's there. Cool. Flying to the space stations is way easier than flying to the orbit and the planet stuff. A lot faster, so I've got to do an orbital one, so sorry, a ground-based one, so I meant to ask you, have you enjoyed coming back to the game, Frog? Has it been good? That's a risky question to ask this time in the morning, is it? How did they think that through? That's me, innit, though. Don't think things through, just speak. We're going to take over this ship because I've seen us crash into that thing before. It's never good. Oh, just did my Neil Armstrong moment there. Took manual control to land. Ooh, look at this. Oh, we're just not going to make it in one run. We need another 2 runs. So what I'll maybe do is I'll maybe get this almost finished, and then I think the Starcat's going to stream later, so we can catch it being completed on her stream, because it's one of her characters' system. That's everything away, yeah. Back to the ship. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. Oh, Dark Star has gone offline. I wonder, is there any lurking going on here? Oh, I like a cup of coffee in the morning. It's so good. Oh. So if I put 472 polymers in, and the rest of the liquid O2, right, it'll have one item left to finish. And then I can move on to the next station we're working on, which is going to take a wee bit more effort because I don't have much aluminium, and any steel that I've got is kind of gone someplace else. So yeah, that one is in another system, so that we've had some success in, relatively speaking. Okay, so polymers. Let's bring in one short, but we've still got it when it's needed. $473. I'm not doing this out of meanness. I just want the base to be finished on Starcatch. Maybe there's a little bit of meanness in there. I'm a pirate after all, you know what I mean? But genuinely, there's no meanness meant. I just don't want to finish the base. Liquid oxygen. Liquid O2. Locks. I don't think they'll deliver enough liquid oxygen to do all of it anyway, so we'll get rid of that because I do need that for the other thing as well. So uh-oh, we're going way too quick. That was lucky. They need more lights, these stations. They don't have enough lights. Meant to be big lights, these things. They're not turned on. $251 liquid oxygen needed. 251. a little note of that so I don't forget. And we'll leave that one polymer so we don't finish it, just in case. Just in case. Right, so we'll go get that last load of liquid oxygen, and then we're going to do some shenanigans with it. We're going to stock the Verrazano up with some minerals, and we'll be taking that to another station. In fact, I could go there first, couldn't I? Verrazano Vision. So, the Verrazano Vision Station has got minerals, I believe. And we want to take some of them and stick them on the fleet carrier, because we could use the refinery contact to make metals out of them. So that's helpful when we don't have a metal in stores or in stock on a base. So that was a new thing they added to the game with Trailblazers. I get the feeling they might have suspected that some numbers would be tight, so they're not leaving you high and dry when you need something. You can get the metals that's needed for the colonisation effort, apart from copper, but you can get the other ones through refining the ores of the mineral you take out, which is kind of what they do in the real world. Although there's more than one type of ore for different metals. The problem with this tactic though is that you end up doing more hauling, because you're picking up something and then converting it at half the rate you pick it up at, and then you're having to pick up something else. So, but if you do it sensibly, you're not a total wasted trip. I need to ask docking permission, don't I? I think we're a wee bit close here. I might have to go back a bit. Looks like a big lock, that, when it's got that metal skin on it, that metal texture. It's cool. Looks like a vault and a big door in a vault. Maybe that's what it's meant to look like. So the metals that the base is giving me are no any good for me. But it is giving me bauxite, hematite and rutile, and they're all good for building. And I think one of the ones we need is aluminium, so we'll get that. Because there's more of that than any other stuff. And I don't think there's anything else we need. Where's all this stuff? Look. Resonating separators. Anyway, we're going to get bauxite and put it in the carrier. So I'm needing 2,512 of it for that other base. That would be, oh, it would be 5,000 and what, 24 if we were to convert it also. But we don't need to do that because I know that other base does give us, I think it does give us aluminium, I can't quite remember. Oh, slow down, baby. Slow down. So, coffee was nice. Got another one in my flask just ready to get poured, but if I drink it now, I'll just need to make more. Oh, request granted. Oh. The hot weather here is making the headset really hot and uncomfortable in my ears. And I treated myself at Christmas to a beard trimmer, and it came with some extra sized covers for the cutting blades, so you could cut, different depths. So I put one of the bigger ones and it stuck into the hair around about my ears. Oh, so it's much cooler now, but not exactly the height of fashion, I'm afraid. Don't ever want to find that thing when I've had a drink. That would be a disaster. So the bauxite will become aluminium, but I've got a problem because I've got an uneven number of it. So I have to buy an odd number at some point. So that means I can go and maybe buy some steel. Now I've got 6,000 steel here, but I need a lot of that steel for somebody else's base I'm helping. Meant to be helping build, so. So what I can do this time is I can go and get half a load of hematite and half a load of bauxite, and that'll even them up. And then we can go and clear off the aluminium. I don't know how much aluminium I've got actually. Oh, I got 1,400. What does that leave me? 1,104. Well, that's not so bad then. Right, okay. So leaving up the bauxite and the hematite this time. Then we'll try and get a load of the aluminium mineral. Then we'll go to that other base. I can't touch the steel because I need to use that elsewhere, so I'll get rid of the other things. Lunch. Did we put the stuff on the ship? No. We're going to pick it up, right. Must remember to get an odd number of both of these. Even up the quantities in the carrier. Oh yeah. dog's doing way too nice. We are docking. Oh, next stream is okay. Next stream is on Thursday. Right. Okay. We need half and a half. That's 396, is that? 395 because we need an uneven number. And then we'll get the other load of this. 397. Perfect. And that'll even them up. what cool. He's stopping for. Imagine that when one of them Panther Clippers, oh my. That'll be fun. This is not going to end well, really, is it? What is possessing them to put the thing through the mail slot? I mean, really? That's like taking a truck into a car park. Get their own parking bit, the trucks. Ah. Oh, I'm getting chased. Look, Bernard Lane is chasing me. So they are. Hopefully this has evened up the storage so we can convert all of that without not being able to. Hey, even numbers, right. Let me just think about this. that becomes steel, and that becomes aluminium. $574 aluminium I've got on top of, what have I got here? What is it? 1908 aluminium I've got converting it. I need 2,514. So I need another 1900, another 100, 200 to get me to there. I need about another 1,000, so. But I do think that base has got aluminium, so. So we're going to go and deliver the last of the liquid oxygen to this station here. That'll leave one thing. 251 is the number I wrote it down. Wrote it down, oh my goodness. So I've noticed that that Starcat's streaming. So I'm going to raid her, Frog. If you're there, once she gets in and started, I'll raid her, and that'll get me off the telly. Liquid oxygen, right? 251. I'm sure that's what I wanted. Right, we'll go to the Goddard. Oh, must have battered I hit something. Drive it in so far you don't hit the big bits of the station, so you're going too quick. I don't know, alright. Right, hopefully I've got the numbers right here. 251. We'll go back and we'll get some more hematite, I think, here. Whoa! Okay. That's quicker than I thought. That was kind of cool. Verazano Vision. Oh, something's happening. Something's occurring. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was I going to get here? Hematite, wasn't it? wrong side. Right, Frog, I hope you're there still. Because I'm going to go raid Darkcat, right? Maybe. And we'll stop the stream, so let's see if this works. So we're going to go over there, mate, and we'll call the stream here. Thanks for watching as always. Let's go and join them guys over there and see what's occurring as is the way. So here we go. I've got to I've got to stop this now. So let me stop this and I'll see you guys later.